Greetings from Boulder, Colorado. We're here at Ironman Boulder, and we've got some finishers finishing up. It's now 10:30 p.m. and they have another hour and a half to finish. And these athletes here are just coming up to the finish. We're a few blocks away. So it's been a long day for these athletes. And they're almost done, which is super exciting for them. So they're coming up from the Boulder Creek path. And coming up onto the road, and the finish is on Pearl and 13th Street. So we started this morning at 6:30 a.m. for the race start. It started in Boulder Reservoir, and the water temperature was about 78 degrees, which was wetsuit optional. And for those who are not familiar with it, that means that if they do wear a wetsuit, then they're not eligible for awards.
You did it. You did it.
So another athlete coming up here.
Great job.
All right, good job.
Very well done. Thank you. Thank you.
So after their swim, they did a 112-mile bike.
Really close. Good job.
That was a 2-loop bike course here in Boulder. And then they finished with the marathon, 26.2 miles. And here we're coming up to the finish. And if anyone's been to an Ironman, you know how exciting it is at the very finish, especially at midnight for the last finishers. Everyone's cheering on the last finishers to come on through. So right up that road is the finish. Someone says that these people have a death wish. No, they don't. It is a very grueling test, but you know, they've trained months for this, if not years. Most people have been triathletes for at least a few years before signing up for an Ironman. For some people, it's a longer day than for others. And you never know what's going to happen on race day. Okay, so we'll just go along and walk over to the finish and watch some of them finish. So today was a pretty warm day. It started off in the 60s, which was a pretty nice temperature. Went up to the mid to high 80s, so it was pretty hot there in the sun. And right now I think it's about 70 degrees. I hope everyone gets a beer at the sink after. Yes, I hope they get a beer too. That could be very refreshing after a race. So it's nothing like an Ironman finish. You know, it's a long day. Your emotions go up and down. You learn a lot about yourself during this race. And finishing it, there's just nothing like it in the world. And like I mentioned before, a lot can happen on race day. You can have the perfect day where everything just works together. All your training put to great use. Other times, you know, you can have a flat tire, or who knows, you could bonk, you can something happen to nutrition. Someone says, I bet that most people learn they will never do it again. Well, you know, that is the case with some people, but majority of the people do want to do it again, which is, you know, pretty good news. It really isn't so bad. You know, people doing this definitely enjoy long distance racing. And we've got another finisher coming here. And you might notice that some of them are wearing kind of glow necklaces. And it's because once it gets dark, Ironman requires you to wear reflective or glowing stuff. You gotta wear some kind of reflective something on, or other stickers or something on your clothing. And they do hand out these glow sticks, or glow necklaces. For those who finish before it gets dark, they won't be wearing it.
We need a picture.
So we'll see how close we can get to the finish. We'll probably get pretty close. And you can hear the announcer up there. He announces every single person's name as they cross the finish line and announces that they are an Ironman. It's a great thing to hear as you cross the finish line after all that hard work. After they cross the finish line, yeah, it is great. Someone says that's great, and I definitely agree. It's great to hear your name and
Nice finish! Nice finish!
just to hear that accomplishment. So once they finish, besides hearing that they're an Ironman, they receive their medal, they receive a finisher's shirt and a finisher's cap. So in there, past that Newton arch is a finish, so we'll just keep walking. And is anyone watching this video, this live stream, triathlete at all? Okay, so since it doesn't look like any of you are a triathlete, I'll just give you a little background. That there are different distances of triathlons. Ironman distance happens to be a very long distance.
And she included me.
There are sprint distances, which are much shorter. That ends with a 5K run. Then there's also Olympic distance, half Ironman, and Ironman. So hopefully if anyone is walking at this point, they get a nice little pick-me-up with the cheering that's coming up, and they'll begin to run.
Way to look. Good work.
You can see the crowd's building up a little bit. And once we get closer to midnight, and at midnight, a lot more crowds definitely come out to cheer on the last finishers. So it's starting to get a bit loud, so I'll be doing a little bit less talking here as I get closer. But I just wanted everyone to see the finish of Ironman Boulder.
How about Jack Shannon? You got his mother from New Holland, California. You are an Ironman. From 25 years old, give it up for Christopher Ryan. Great job, Christopher. Christopher Ryan, you are an Ironman. Get some high fives on her way in. Nancy Mason, you're an Ironman. is Jose Harris from El Paso. Great job, Jose.
So it's a bit hard to see right now, but the finish line was where the bright lights were.
Are you coming?
So it may have been hard to hear me back there, but what I was trying to say was that where the bright lights are, there is where the finish line is. So it's getting pretty loud and pretty crowded. So I hope everyone has a great night. And keep in touch. Bye-bye.